Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech. Well, I recorded an entire episode and then realized that I had sound problems. So I'm going to show you what I did during that episode, and honestly, it wasn't the most exciting one, or else I would have just rolled back the save and redone the whole thing. But it was kind of, it was okay. We did a few projects around here, but mostly we were waiting for the sun to come up. The sun's not going to come up, in case you're wondering. The sun basically goes from pitch black to kinda twilight, and then back to pitch black again. So the next time it comes up to kinda twilight, we're going to take off and try to find some place that's a little sunnier. What was I going to look at? Oh, yeah. So we've got 61% hydrogen and basically no ice. So the first thing we're going to do is try and find some ice. And I also discovered that this lake we're sitting on is stone. It is not ice. That's not a good thing. So, yeah, we're going to go find a mountaintop or something that's got some snow on it, and we'll figure it out. The first thing you'll probably have noticed is this little thing I was sitting in. This I made in another world and brought in the blueprint. This is what I call the jetpack. And it is, well, you can see what it is. It's basically nothing but a bunch of thrusters on a seat with a remote control and an antenna. And that's about it. I threw a repair beacon on there just so that if we do take any damage for some reason or another, then Igor can help us out. It's got 3 separate small reactors, and I just noticed that I didn't put any uranium in one of those. That's okay. We'll just grab some uranium, drop it into, not that one. I think this is the new one. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. I need to make a quick adjustment here. I've got a button for turning this thing on and off again, which is kind of handy. But we've got a new reactor on there that we need to include. So we'll do that. We'll hide that. And we'll hide those. And now we can turn... Nope, nope. What did I do wrong? Okay, I did something wrong. What did I add? I added the remote control. I don't want to add the remote control. I want to add the reactor. There's the reactor. That is correct. Okay. Now we can hide that in inventory screen and terminal. All right. Now that button should still function. We hit the button, it turns on. Hit the button again, it turns off. That's really handy for when you hop out of the seat and then go, oh, that's right. You don't want to jump back in and have to retake over control of the ship. But we'll fly that around just a little bit. I used that for scouting around to try and find... Oh, yeah. And Igor's fixing up the damage we did to the floor there. This contraption here is what I used to bring in the projection. So I've got this big red button here that creates that turns on the projector, and then I've got these guys for moving it around. So this is kind of a handy little trick of having a small grid in a large environment. Here is you get to have small buttons. And yes, there are mods. There are mods that will add buttons like this or various other button panels and that kind of thing to a large grid, but when possible, I like to do things vanilla. And this is still our good old rotor underneath. I just covered it up. That's all. Okay, there's that. Then, the other thing I did is I added a new programmable block in here. And this one has a script. Oh, okay, hang on. Another thing I did, you can hear the spiders running around down there. Where are they? Another thing I did is I got all of the is where the spiders went away. I connected up a bunch of my turrets into a hotbar there so that I can just hop in there and control one and shoot them by hand, because I'm still having the issue where if I turn on my turrets, they'll just shoot through my ship. It's just not a good thing. So you're probably wondering what's going on over there. That is not a mod, that's a script, believe it or not, and it's running right here. This is called the Inventory Viewer script. And if we jump in here, Inventory Viewer, this is the version number. I'll have the link in the description. Well, I have a link to my mod list in the description, and it includes the scripts that I use. It'll include the Inventory Viewer here. This is really easy to set up. You basically do the browse the workshop thing, find your script, add it in here, check code, remember and exit. I'm saying this quickly because it's kind of the same setup for every script out there. And then that's all you do here. And then what I did is I found my one, I should have stayed in that, my 1 second timer block. So here's my 1 second timer block, and I set up actions and just added the Inventory Viewer programmable block right there. And so now every second it's running Tim, and then it's running the Inventory Viewer. Then I put a... Don't you just love this bug? It's just wonderful. Edit text. Tell it to change, it goes away. It's just... I don't know where it comes from or why, but it just kind of randomly sticks stuff on that screen, even though it's not actually on that screen. Anyway, so then what you do is you name an LCD panel, LCD cargo, and then in the custom data on the first line, you give it the name of the cargo container that you want to see the inventory of. So in this case, my emergency cargo container. And then you can set up all these colors. And there's a whole list in there in the mod page of the different colors you can use. Okay, and we've got friends again. Let's go see if we can shoot some of them. Oh, I've got my helmet on. Why do I have my helmet on? Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've got them all turned off. That's right, because they randomly started shooting again. Even though I have I had shoot off. That's weird.
Meteor storm inbound.
So annoying. All right, let's see. Uh-huh. Oh, and we've got meteors, too. Oh, jeez. Okay, they missed us again. Every minute we stay here, we are just risking the entire ship. It's freaking me out. But I already tried flying a little bit, and flying in this darkness is just not a good idea. I can't see anything out there. I even threw on an extra headlight in the front so we can at least see a little bit of what's going on in front of us, but it just does not have the throw necessary at any kind of decent speed. So, yeah. We have to wait for the sun to come up at least a little bit before we can go anywhere. Okay, so back to this. This is really handy because you can just glance at what's in there, obviously, and it'll show you kind of how full things are and whatnot. But I figured it was useful for emergency cargo, and I might throw it on a couple of other things here and there. I thought about throwing it on Igor because he has a tendency to kind of collect stuff in here, and occasionally he collects something that he shouldn't be collecting, and it'd be good to know that. All right, so I think I'm gonna come back. That's pretty much all I did, by the way. I can't think of anything else that I did. Oh, no, there was definitely something else I did. Something fairly major, actually, I probably should have mentioned. I kind of forgot because, like I said, I did this whole episode, and you can't even see them because it's so dark. But yeah, kind of. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I've got 4 atmospheric thrusters. We ran out of nickel, so I can't really make any more until we get more nickel. But there's 4 atmospheric thrusters, large ones on there, and hopefully they'll be able to lift the ship. I haven't actually tried with all 4, but 3 was not enough. Yeah, let's give it a try. Why not? I don't think I have a thing for it yet, so. Well, that makes them a lot easier to see, doesn't it? Come on. Yeah, okay. Unlock. Yeah, it cannot. We're getting just a tiny, tiny amount of thrust. This is funny. I think it's actually enough to keep us off the ground, just barely. But it's not enough to really get us any kind of height. And I don't have any, like, directional thrusters on. So I'll actually have to turn on, let's do this. Turn that on. That'll give us directional thrust, but it also chews through our ice pretty quickly. And I don't know what's going on with that one landing gear that thinks it's locked but isn't. Okay, let's just go ahead and set down, because, like I said, I cannot fly with this kind of darkness. It's just not a good idea. Let's see. Oh, what? Oh, I'm not in the... There. And how much did we use? And we used like 6%. So it goes through hydrogen pretty quickly, even with the atmospherics on there, and with it just barely being able to keep the ship aloft, and we're not being able to make any more atmos. Yeah, I need light so that we can at least find some snow. If I throw some lights on this guy, I might be able to kind of fly around and see at least a little bit. Ooh, and maybe we should... Also, get this. Okay, this is hilarious. If I take off my helmet right now, I can't breathe. Because why? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Bug. This is a passenger seat. It should have the atmosphere that's around it. Anyway. Okay. I will be back when the sun comes up, is what it all comes down to.
We have a horizon, and it doesn't matter anymore. I am sick of this planet. We'll come back. Don't worry. There was an overwhelming request for me to stick around and actually build a base. So we will be doing that just for you guys. But before we do that, I have got to get some, like, I got to get some stuff going. So... here's what we're going to do. We're going to get off this stupid planet. I'm going to get up to full speed. And I'm going to use the atmospherics to do most of the work. See, we're still accelerating. We're going to get off the planet. We're going to dock up with the trailer. We're going to get reorganized. We're going to land on a side of the planet that actually has light. And then we're going to build a base. And we're going to kill as many spiders as we possibly can. Okay, we're losing speed now, so we're going to do this. No. Keep using the atmospherics, and we're going to get ourselves... We want to use this little... There we go. So let the hydrogens do what they can. I'm not sure how much. Let's see. There's still atmosphere, so we're still getting something out of the yeah, we're definitely still getting something out of the atmospherics. Okay, hitting the spacebar now makes no graphical effect on the atmospherics, so I'm going to assume that the atmospherics are no longer helping much. Go ahead and kill those. I know I need a thing on my hotbar, but for now I'm not too worried about it. Now let's see. The antenna and trailer are that way. So let's go ahead and tilt that direction. Turn off the dampeners. Might as well get as much speed as we can. Are we missing a hydro? How are we missing a hydro? Did that happen in the crash landing? That's weird. Okay. Not sure if we have much in the way of fuel left. Let's see. We have 0.1% hydrogens. Let's hope that we can escape gravity. Actually, we should be able to use oh my goodness. Oh, that's not good at all. Well, okay, we're speeding up. I'm literally holding down the space bar so that we use those little tiny ions on the side, and we're low enough gravity that we're actually able to do something with that. But the hydras are completely toast. Like there's nothing left in those. I think. Oh no. Oh no. We're losing altitude. Folks, we are losing altitude. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good at all. Why? We're going 100 meters per second toward the ground. Oh, this is very bad. We have no hydrogen. We have nothing. We're going to die. There's nothing I can do. I'll turn on the landing gear auto lock make sure that that's set. So if we're lucky, that'll save us. When did that happen? I don't even remember when that happened. Okay. The atmospherics will slow our descent some, but there's no way they're going to actually be able to do much. I'm going to go ahead and turn that up to maximum thrust to get the maximum slowdown possible, but I don't think that's going to do anything. Well, I guess it's time to abandon ship. The only thing I can think of at this point is to get into this guy. And then die. Well, the trailer is currently plummeting back to the alien planet. Right about now, it's going to hit the ground. Let's see, where... That's the moon over there. Kind of... There's not really any good windows in this. I need more windows. Okay, so... Oh, that's right. It's in front of us. I think we might be living on the trailer for a little while. That's not a good thing. I want to go out and just look. I mean, not that I'm going to be able to see anything. But there's my body location. The trailer's just right there. So somewhere between those 2 points is what's left of the MBT. And, well, at least we've got the trailer, right? We'll start to rebuild, I guess. So we've got a couple of different options here. I think what makes... I think there's a lot of different options. Well, tell you what. Between this episode and next, we'll talk in the comments about the best plan of action. Ugh. Really? We've got a few different opportunities at this point. One would be to build an entire new front, but I think that's unnecessary. I mean, because we've got the blueprint, and we could just project from here. I think it makes more sense to build a scout craft and get down there and look. So we'll build something fairly light and small that's capable of flying down, getting into atmosphere, and then so it'll have both ions and atmospherics. And we'll go see if we can find what's left of the MBT. I can't imagine there's much, but, well, this will be interesting. Okay. If you liked this episode, not what happened in this episode, not the end result of this episode, but if you enjoyed watching this episode, then hit that thumbs up button. It'll make me feel better about what happened in this episode. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It's always fun to see that subscriber number go up. And give me some comments. Tell me what you think I should do now. Like I said, we've got a lot of different ways to approach this, and I want to read your comments, and you guys always have fantastic ideas, and I love reading them. I can't always respond to all of them, so even if I don't respond to your comment, There's a pretty good chance I've read it. I used to be able to read all of the comments, but in the last few episodes, it's been harder and harder to keep up because you guys have so many. I am reading like 98% of them, so don't worry. I might miss yours. I apologize if I do. I try to use that little that little like button instead of responding, unless just to save me some time so I can read more comments. But of course, sometimes I like to respond with something in a little more detail. Anyway, it's always fun, and as always, I'll see you next time on Epic Tech.